professional. Yeah, I had found it on the Jerry D'Souza group, also in the private group, in my paid group, that whenever it is red, if the stocks go red, it is not the end of the world. And whenever it is showing green for 2 or 3 days, it is not the best breakout. So you have to live with the market, live with the supports. See, when the market fell from September to March, a lot of stocks got beaten heavily, but many stocks also recovered in the last, when the market recovered from 21,754 till 24,540 or something. Quite many stocks recovered. So we have to live with it. I have experienced in my last 25 years. I have experienced similar problems. Stocks going down 20%, 25% for 2 or 3 or 4 weeks, and then recovering next month and going above a buy price also. So I think we have to live with the global situation, global microeconomic problems, and the India Pakistan issue. I think we have to live with it. We cannot do anything. We have to hold the horses and not to be too negative on the market. That's what I feel. Not to be too negative on the market. The rise and fall is common, everything. Now today everything fell. Everything fell. The advanced declines were 1:5. So that is what I have to say on the market. Good stocks fall for a bit and they rebound faster. But if you take poor stocks, then there is no escape. That is the only thing I can tell you. There is no escape.
Yes, almost every stock was down on an average 3 to 4%. So yesterday someone called me and we were discussing कि सर ऐसे मार्केट में स्टॉप लॉस रखना चाहिए अपने को या नहीं रखना चाहिए. So the whole point is stop loss will help you. There's no doubt about it. But there has to
Yeah.
be some rationale behind a stop loss. Just price has corrected cannot be a rationale, especially when we're building something which is a core portfolio. So that's what we were
Yeah.
discussing कि अभी सब कुछ ही गिरा है. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि सिर्फ मेरा स्टॉक गिरा है और बाकी बाजार ऊपर जा रहा है. सब कुछ ही गिरा है.
No,
So
what
we
I want
will.
to, Darshan, what I want to add here, like today, market didn't fall much, but the stocks corrected. So as you rightly said, stop loss. But you cannot put a stop loss on panic mode. You put a stop
Exactly,
loss
sir.
when something is wrong with the company, not when the
Yeah,
stock
if
is
suppose
falling.
the earnings have come poor or there's some negative news regarding corporate
Yeah,
governance,
yeah,
some or
yeah,
the other reason which suggests that, there's something. And this I'm talking about stocks where we have entered based on fundamentals as well, not just
yeah.
based on a breakout or something like that. But अगर core portfolio में अपन stop loss रखेंगे and कोई दूसरा stock research करेंगे वो भी लेंगे, in this market
Correct.
everything has fallen. Nothing has
Yeah,
remained untouched. Very, very few stocks, like some of the stocks which Jerry sir has spotted, have outperformed in the last 6, 7 months. But 80% stocks have corrected. So there's nothing
yeah.
that we can do about it. It's just that we have to stay with the like it's a cycle. We have to
Flow.
stay
Stay with the
invested.
flow. Yeah,
Yeah, we have to stay invested. जिगरा दिखाना पड़ेगा थोड़ा. I know it hurts. Today's fall was really bad. I personally felt very disgusted. Like, कि यार इतना घटा हुआ portfolio 5% टूट रहा है. Like my portfolio
yeah,
today was down almost 4.5%, and it's already down almost 25% from September highs. So वो 25% correct होने के बाद भी today it's fallen another 4.5%. So I think we can do nothing about it unless and until ऐसा तो नहीं है कि भाई we can predict daily movement or what's going to happen with the macroeconomics and the geopolitical tensions. Something that we can't do. We have to stay invested, and what we can do is probably vent it out. And that's why we thought of having a session where people can just talk and share what they are feeling. There is no agenda, as I said before. I'm just repeating. जिसको भी कुछ भी बोलना है प्लीज अपना माइक अनम्यूट करो और you can just ask your question or share your problems or what you're feeling, what mistakes you've done, or we have done, we can have a discussion around it.
I was, I got my relative on the group who's also a paid member, and I was looking at about 40, 50 stocks randomly between 5 and 6 o'clock. I was discussing with him. I don't know if Keenan is on today on the meeting, Zoom meeting.
Yeah, he's
Keenan,
there. He's there.
is there?
Yeah, he's there.
Yeah, I noticed. I didn't check the name. Sorry about it. Hi, Kinan. So, most of the stocks I saw falling. So there is a danger level, as I said, for a falling stock. If it comes on a weekly or on a daily, on an hourly chart below 200, simple moving average, 200, EMA, exponential moving average. I did not find any of the 30, 40 stocks, 50 stocks I checked, which fell below that line, line of
Mhm.
danger, you can say. So fall falling is normal, going on. Not tomorrow, suddenly, or day after tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday, Thursday. Suddenly, the market goes up. Everything will be forgotten. So this is in a way where some correction comes. Now today, some people. Now I will tell you, some experts. I was reading notes. Some experts are saying the market fell because of today is the Fed. Fed is going to say something. Mr. Powell is going to say something. That's why people are. That's why the market corrected. And even Dow futures and Dow Nasdaq futures was down about 250 points. Now it is recovered. Now it is flat and plus, almost plus. So some people said market fell because of that reason. Somebody else said market fell because tomorrow there is exercise, Pak military IFs on the border of Pakistan. They are doing a military exercise.
Yeah.
Everybody talks, everybody, all different things, but nobody knows for sure why the market fell or why the mid cap and small caps fell. So what we have to do is we don't have to panic here. We have seen such situation earlier also, and the markets have bounced back. The only thing I'm repeating again, if you are staying in good stocks, there is nothing to worry. There is nothing to worry. But if you take penny stocks and all those stuff, then they are in line to fall 10, 20% in such a fall. So no worry. Have confidence in yourself, build confidence, self confidence, and I think you will get there. You will get there. It's just the Jerry D'Souza group we have started about 2 months back, 2.5 months back. You can say almost 70, as Darshan said, 60, 70% stocks still did well. And normal 40%, they fall, they recover. So it's a normal cycle. Take it on the chin and live with it. That's what my idea is. But put a line on the 200 SMA on the daily chart, hourly chart, 50-minute chart, and see how it bounces back. Many 9 times out of 10, you'll see 200 SMA bouncing. Temporarily bounce, but not permanent bounce. Because temporary means because market is volatile. So that is what I would like to say.
Yes, so that's right. I think,
Anyone else can talk? Keenan, you want to say something? If Keenan is online.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that yeah, I'm not really
Give your
concerned.
name. Give your name, Keenan, right? You're Keenan. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Keenan. Yeah, I'm not really concerned with the drop. I just wanted to know whether it's a good time to average out. Like if there is another, if the chart says it is good to enter again while on the up move, if that makes sense.
Yeah. See, at the moment, Nifty is not falling much. As I said earlier just now, 24,000 and 23,550. Worst case, in the worst case scenario, I'm telling you, worst to worst. Just 4 days back, last week, I think, last week, Thursday or Friday, Nifty went to 23,850 and bounced back. Bounced back to yesterday high was what? 24, 540, 560. So it recorded almost 600 points in 2 or 3 days. And today it fell along with it. Mid caps and small caps got better. Even large caps came down. Reliance, HDFC, Kotak Bank, all the big stocks also came down. So I don't think we have to worry. I think regarding averaging, I would not suggest averaging at this moment. And not wait, have a look. You can also average on the upside, Suppose suddenly you get a breakout in Nifty about 300, 400 points, and you know that a particular level is holding, like my level 24, 440 is holding. You can also average on the upside and you can keep on booking profits. In intraday, sometimes you can average on the upside with your particular stocks if your favorite stocks are doing well. But I would not suggest averaging on the downside unless you are not sure whether Nifty is going or whether stocks are falling up to.
Yeah,
So,
that makes sense.
yeah, so you have to have little patience on that. Don't rush into buying. Let the market settle down. As I said, watch for these three levels. 24,039 is still far away from where we closed today. And after that, 23,850 where it took support last week, and 23,550. But I don't think market should fall. Even if there is a war, I don't think market will fall below 23,550. There will be some here and there fall, and one day fall, and a market will bounce back immediately. And I don't think there will be a war. According to my personal opinion, because even the government officials know there is a lot of harm to be done to us and to the companies, corporate companies. If there is a war, what is going to happen? But we have to, of course, India will do what it wants to, but I don't think 90% I feel there won't be a war. So there is no need to panic until market falls below 23,550. Still almost 900 points, 850 points away from this level. So nothing to worry, according to me. And certainly no averaging any stock at this moment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
go ahead.
Anyone else wants to speak? Ayush is here. Ayush is one of the most amazing persons we have on OP Gang. Ayush, you can unmute
Ayush
yourself. We
Mundra,
would like
right?
to hear you. Yeah. Ayush is here.
Hello everyone.
Hello.
Ayush, क्या
मतलब
लग रहा
this
है अभी
is
आपको यहाँ पे?
regarding actually मतलब I just saw the link. मतलब
This meeting has no agenda. We are just जैसे ट्विटर पे स्पेसेस होता था ना वैसे एक सेशन है. You
okay.
can just speak whatever you feel about the markets. What is your view on the markets? People are worried. People are panicking. People are frustrated with the Indian market. पैसा बनता है 5 दिन फिर in one day it all vanishes. So we thought of
I'm
having a session which is wanting to uh, uh, let some of the members vent out their frustration. So nothing as regarding knowledge sharing या वो सब नहीं है, but आपके मन में जो भी है आप बोलो बिंदास.
I think current government is not doing great work to be honest. मतलब इस बार भी again उनको एक chance मिल जाएगा. पहले 2019 में we were not in great situation. तो कोविड पे काफी कुछ चला गया. इस बार वॉर और टैरिफ पे चला जाएगा. वी मतलब अभी सिचुएशन वगैरह तो नहीं है लेने की. अभी कैश पे बैठ रहा हूँ काफी टाइम से. अभी और एक्सपेक्टेशन है कि धीरे धीरे ही पोजीशन बनेगी. प्रीशियस मेटल में थोड़ी थोड़ी पोजीशन बनाते जा रहा हूँ. नाउ वी हैव स्टार्टेड एंटरिंग इन प्लेटिनम आल्सो.
I
कमोडिटी
forwarded
या
your message on the group. आपने जो सोलर मैक्सिम का मैसेज भेजा था, I
हाँ
forwarded it on the DM Finance group. If you want to explain it, मतलब what exactly is
ओके.
सोलर मैक्सिम और उसका क्या मतलब साइकोलॉजी है या क्या कोरिलेशन?
एक
You're talking
सिंपल
about
चीज होती
you're
है.
talking
सिंपल
about
चीज
silver,
होती है.
gold, and platinum, right?
या यस सर. सो सर होता क्या है कि सोलार मैक्सिमम और जो मैं आज टिल्ट की बात कर रहा था टिल्ट की रिसेंटली अभी 2 हफ्ते पहले नोटिस किया गया एक्चुअली. कई सारे जो क्लाइमेट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है उनके थ्रू कि अर्थ का थोड़ा टिल्ट हो रहा है, विच विल रिड्यूस टू आर, मतलब अपना टाइम हालांकि 1 और 2 सेकंड के लिए शिफ्ट होगा, बट उसके लिए उसके कारण से वेदर बहुत सारे चेंजेस हो जाएंगे। मेजर जोन होता है जो इसके लिए प्रॉब्लम आएगी वो है अफ्रीका, एंड अपने साउथ ईस्ट एशिया एक्चुअली बहुत ज्यादा कवर हो जाएगा। एंड सॉरी, हेलो, सो
वो
अपना
डिस्टर्बेंस था
साउथ,
थोड़ा, गो अहेड।
ओके, अपना साउथ ईस्ट एशिया, साउथ अफ्रीका इज वेरी प्रोन टू दिस एरिया एंड यूएस ऑल्सो। सो गोइंग फॉरवर्ड इससे क्या होता है कि एग्रीकल्चर बहुत ज्यादा डिस्टर्ब हो जाता है। साउथ अफ्रीका इज ऑलरेडी फेसिंग अपने, मतलब एनर्जी क्राइसिस हो रहा है उधर, ऑपरेशनल इशू है, वर्किंग कैपिटल के लिए वहां पे पैसे नहीं है लोगों के पास। और रशिया, अपन ने प्लेटिनम के ऊपर बात किया था, रशिया वांट्स टू टेक फुल कंट्रोल बिकॉज नियरली 35% मार्केट वो कवर करता है रशिया, बट दे वांट टू इंक्रीज अप टू 60 to 65%। इंडिया से वेगन वगैरह भी लेके गए और रेलवे के काफी सारे काम लेके गए हैं वो। मतलब जो रेलवे में आते हैं, लॉजिस्टिक में काम आते हैं, तो उनको वो यूरोपियन आर्टिक के पास वो कॉरिडोर वगैरह में बनाने में काम करेंगे। यूएस हालांकि पहले आई थिंक वो चाइना को रिप्लेस करने दिखेगा, रशिया से उतना वरी नहीं कर रहा, वो फ्रेंडशिप करके अपना काम निकाल लेगा अभी फिर भी अगले आने वाले 10 या 12 साल में। तो नेक्स्ट जो अभी वी विल आफ्टर दिस, ये जब थोड़ी चीजें शांत हो जाएगी, वी शुड फोकस, मतलब ओवर द पीरियड कम्युनिटी पे अपन को काफी फोकस करना पड़ेगा। वी कैन मेक ग्रेट रिटर्न देयर एक्चुअली। अपन को फायदा हो सकता है यहाँ से कि चाइना जब यहाँ से अब प्रॉब्लम में पड़ने लग जाएगा, क्योंकि चाइना का भी इतना चल रहा है कि उसकी पॉपुलेशन अब धीरे धीरे कम होने लगी है, एंड उनके पास ऑप्शन यही बच रहा है कि वो एक्सपोर्ट करे, जितना डिफ्लेशन एक्सपोर्ट कर सकता है। अगर वो नहीं कर पाता है, जो कि यूएस अगर रिटेलेट कर देता है या फिर यूएस करेगा, तो बाकी और कंट्रीज भी आ जाएगी एक्चुअली उसके चक्कर में। तो इंडिया विल बेनिफिट एक्चुअली इन दिस। सो इंडिया को मैन्युफैक्चरिंग वे में बेनिफिट हो सकता है, बट इन 2025 आई डोंट सी एनी मेजर रिटर्न वी विल मेक, वेरी फ्यू चांसेस आर देयर। थ्रू ट्रेडिंग वी कैन मेक, एफ एंड ओ विल बी ग्रेट thing actually, we can make out return there. I think Vicky is doing great job. Keep looking at his work actually is nice. Let's see, because I'm still learning in F&O.
What's your view on gold and silver, Mr. Ayush?
Gold and silver, sir, for short time it will face pressure now, but in long term I'm very bullish. In next 7 to 9 years, I appreciate यहाँ से at least 4 times, minimum 4 times, I expect.
4 times?
Yes, sir.
My God. अभी 1
मतलब
लाख है, ऑन 90,000 है 24K का, तो मतलब यहाँ से 3 टाइम जाएगा, 2 टाइम्स 3 टाइम्स।
हाँ सर,
हाँ,
3 to 4 lakhs I'm expecting, sir. Sir, we
माय
have
गॉड।
started accumulating gold when, मतलब I started this work relating, मतलब मैंने छोटे लेवल से स्टार्ट किया, तो we have started accumulating since 2018 and 2019 actually gold, and after COVID we have paged up now, and mining companies पे I will keep focusing. If you can't take position gold and silver very heavily, mining, you Indian mining companies hardly are there, one or two, but US mining companies doing great job actually right now. I will share the
तो
list on
यूएस
the.
में, या
I will
सो
share the
यूएस
list
में,
on top.
यूएस इज बेटर। ओके।
Yeah, US is better. There is no, in China there are few mining companies are there, but उनका वो है कि disclosure का बहुत बड़ा problem है. In one of the mining I have visited in China also, but वहाँ का result oriented इतना business नहीं दिखता. Government intervention बहुत है comparatively. हालांकि growth करने के लिए we
और
need a dictatorship, but we it's not working actually in China now.
आयुष, वन क्वेश्चन। इंडियन कंपनीज लॉट ऑफ गोल्ड ETFs, म्यूचुअल फंड जैसा है, वो कैसा लग रहा है? नॉट गुड, नॉट वर्थ
No,
इट।
sir, reason are there. They're quite manipulated actually. First,
आई सी।
anything which अगर आपको गोल्ड और सिल्वर पेपर इंस्ट्रूमेंट में दिया जा रहा है ना, तो शॉर्ट टर्म के लिए तो ठीक है, बट डोंट कीप इट इन लॉन्ग टर्म इन्वेस्टमेंट. इट्स नॉट ए आइडियल इन्वेस्टमेंट एक्चुअली. एक्चुअली इट्स नॉट ए इन्वेस्टमेंट टूल, मतलब इंस्ट्रूमेंट यू कैन से.
सो फिजिकल गोल्ड इज मच बेटर देन।
फिजिकल गोल्ड इज मच बेटर इफ पॉसिबल फॉर यू, जहाँ पे अपने जान पहचान के थ्रू या टैक्स के थ्रू वो आप मैनेज करके अगर देख सकते हो तो दैट्स ऑल्सो फाइन. नेक्स्ट ऑल्टरनेटिव some funds are there, but वहां पे वो होता है कि NAV management बहुत होता है. I have seen in
हाँ,
एक्सिस फंड्स का मैंने ऑडिट किया था अराउंड 2021 में, जब वो स्कैम बाहर आया था, तो लोगों की रिटर्न अराउंड 23 से 16% तक आ गए थे. So it was quite surprising in a one day actually. So
I see. Okay.
so that is very haunting for us actually. Yeah, for retail investor especially. So I don't recommend, matlab, I don't suggest actually in that case.
I see. Okay. Thank you. Good point. Good. Well said. Well said.
बाकी तो it's F&O I'm still learning. I wanted to learn about that. Let's see.
Yeah, I also want to learn. I am not in F&O. So along the way, we can, do something on it. Yeah, down the line. Let's see how the markets. First, we have to see what is happening in this stress. What is going on currently? Then we will take
It's
it up from there.
not at all stress, to be honest. We should not be stressed it about. अपन
No,
इतना बहुत ज्यादा फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. ऑल्दो वी नीड अ रीजन टू, मतलब मार्केट को करेक्ट होने के लिए एक रीजन चाहिए. वी विल ग्रो सर फ्रॉम हेयर,
correct.
फ्रॉम not in, maybe not in 25 but after June 2026 I expect lots of growth things will be coming up now actually, and we will see lots of money flowing into Indian market. uh, but depends on lot few things on government as well, how they tackle it. If freebies
Yeah,
continue going on and we don't have a majority of the government, then we will face issue. But let's see. But overall, I see कि India will tackle all this problem. Our manufacturing will grow.
yeah.
IT, it's better to avoid IT now because we are more like in
IT.
backend
Yeah.
services. Yeah, and uh, our services will be replaced. It's not a proper tech IT company. They are more
Yeah.
like supporting to US company. It's better to avoid IT now going forward.
That's what exactly correct what you said. I also said the same thing before you could speak, Ayush. See, this is a passing phase. Market में भी है, ऊपर जाता है, नीचे आता है, based on news. So don't panic. Hold your horses. As long as you are in a proper good stocks, there is nothing to worry. Absolutely nothing.
It's better to sit on cash right now.
Yeah.
We can make great money when there will be hell lot of pessimism. I expect lots of pessimism coming actually very soon.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyone else wants to speak?
नमस्कार सर, मनसुख भाई होना से।
हाँ मनसुख भाई बोलो।
सर, हमारे पोर्टफोलियो में 32 स्टॉक है और दो तो हमने बाय नहीं किया, तो 34 होता। तो जो थोड़ा स्टॉक होता है ना 10-12, तो मैनेज अच्छा होता है। और हाउस से एक हाउस होल्डिंग था, होल्डिंग वाला
तो
स्टॉक
हम
था।
लोग निकाल देंगे मनसुख भाई, हम लोग अभी तो मार्केट नीचे नीचे तो नहीं जाने वाला है ना कंटिन्यूस. ऊपर
सुंदरम होल्डिंग है,
25,000
सुंदरम
तो
होल्डिंग
25,000 तो आना ही है निफ्टी, और तुम्हारा सब स्टॉक बाउंस भी होने वाला है.
सर,
तो
सुंदरम
आहिस्ता
होल्डिंग में
आहिस्ता हम लोग
10%
रिड्यूस
प्रॉफिट था।
करेंगे. हाँ.
तो टाइम टू टाइम प्रॉफिट सब बुक करता रहता ना, तो भी
हाँ,
अच्छा रहता।
हम लोग प्रॉफिट में बुक किया बहुत स्टॉक में, 10-12 स्टॉक में प्रॉफिट अच्छे अच्छे बुक
हाँ
किया
सर,
हम लोग.
सुंदरम में
पेटीएम देखो.
10% था
हाँ,
प्रॉफिट।
ना
अब
पेटीएम
ये
देखो
एक
कि
ही स्टॉक
कितना
है
गिर गया.
प्रॉफिट में, एक ही
हाँ,
स्टॉक प्रॉफिट में है, सुंदरम फाइनेंस, सुंदरम होल्डिंग। बाकी सब गिरा गया, 31 गिरा है, एक ही प्रॉफिट
हाँ.
में है सुंदरम होल्डिंग।
नहीं, वो पेटीएम नहीं था आपके पास.
नहीं, पेटीएम नहीं है सर हमारे पास।
अच्छा, आप लेट ज्वाइन किया इसलिए. ओके ओके.
नहीं सर, जरा पेटीएम आया था, मेरे पास पैसा नहीं था अकाउंट में।
हाँ, ओके ओके. हो जाएगा, फिक्र नहीं करो.
ओके ओके, आप सोचते का फिक्र नहीं है सर, हो सर, आपसे तो कोई फिक्र नहीं
हाँ
है।
हाँ हाँ हाँ. ठीक है. थैंक यू थैंक यू.
ओके सर।
जेरी भाई है तो नो फिकर.
किसी और को बात करना है? 25 लोग हैं इधर ग्रुप में. कितना है?
Yes sir.
24.
We have
Hi
almost.
Jerry sir. Hi Darshan. Am I audible?
Hi Jay, yeah, hi, you're audible.
हाँ. So I just want to ask one question. Like हम कितना टाइम से सुनते आ रहे हैं long term is the real game. असली पैसा long term में ही बनता है. We have seen so many stocks. 1992 से आप कोई स्टॉक उठा लो, अब देख लो, आपको अच्छे खासे रिटर्न्स तो दिखेगा. But given the current market scenario, given the, like I have seen so many articles कि यार this is the dangerous decade we are living in. एनी टाइम वर्ल्ड वॉर 3 हो सकता है, ये हो सकता है, वो हो सकता है, तारिफ पॉज एवरी टाइम यूर इन सो मच अनसर्टेनिटी. सो व्हाट वुड यू सजेस्ट, टू वी शिफ्ट फ्रॉम लॉन्ग टर्म टू वीकली ट्रेड, शॉर्ट टर्म के स्विंग ट्रेड कर लो, 2-4% निकल गए निकाल दो, तो एनुअलाइज बेस पे तुम लॉन्ग टर्म रिटर्न को बीट कर ही लोगे, या स्टिल लॉन्ग टर्म में पार्ट पे सोच के बने रहो मार्केट के अंदर?
हम लोग बात करते करते देखो, one day today, after almost a week, today the mid caps and as Darshan said, mid caps and small caps fell 4 to 5%. Not all mid caps and small caps, some mid caps and small caps. And last week the movement was good, 600 points, 700 points. Yeah, it depends on your personal risk, appetite. If you feel, chalo, I am happy with 4%, 3%, I'm getting intraday with a strict stop loss for that particular stock where you want to exit, or you feel that tomorrow chalo bounce ho jayega. But as I said in the beginning of this meeting today, just now, one day the market goes up, 3 days it falls, again 2 days goes up, the fourth day again it falls. So we need to make a decision whether you are happy with 3% on a week basis, 4%. Then sometimes when the new week starts, you get disappointed. अरे मैं क्यों बेचा यार, ये 5% गया वापस. So the mind and the heart, you need to bring it on the same level, what you have to do. But now we have got a new problem, this political problem. Now we have got a new problem. Nobody can predict what is going to happen. That's the point. Nobody's going now today. Nobody predicted mid cap and small caps will fall. So कोई भी नहीं बोला, सोचा होगा, लेकिन गिर गया. निफ्टी इतना नहीं गिरा. At the end of the day, it just closed 80 points down. So it's a very, very difficult to answer your question. Weekly basis, what to do? It's very, very difficult to answer until this gets settled down. I feel this will settle down by this weekend. By Friday, I think we should have a clear picture by next Monday what actually is going to happen in the political scenario.
Correct, sir.
The basic thing I just want to add is you should have a definite timeline. Okay, so whenever this pessimistic environment is there, or whenever the uncertainty is there on the global level, or as well as the Indian markets as such. So if you have a horizon of 6 months, so like there are there are times in the market where you can go aggressive. There are times where you have to pull yourself back. So that doesn't mean
Correct.
that pull out all your investments at one particular point. So supposingly, if I have 100 rupees at one given point, I have like 200 rupees. 100 rupees is invested in the market, while I have more 100 rupees. What I'll do, looking at the market conditions, I would be investing my money in a very staggered manner. I would be not chasing breakouts. I would be looking for stocks, and my risk appetite would be less because I am not confident, because even if the stock is giving a good breakout, because the volume is not there, the stock is not going to perform in the short term. So what you can do is, what I usually recommend is, start buying stock in a very staggered manner. Start with like 10-20% and have an horizon for 6 months. Once you have a horizon for 6 months, these are the short term noises that is happening, and these are the panic levels that can come. Like Nifty can fall more, like even if Nifty comes at 23,000, mid caps and the small cap would be butchered. But the idea is no one can predict that thing. So just add in a
Exactly.
staggered manner. And if you have a horizon for 6 months, I think so you would get good returns if you start investing in a very staggered manner. Like, don't be fully invested, but add it in like a 10%, 10%, 20% at each and every level.
Who's this speaking? Archit, is it?
Yeah, this,
Yes.
yes, sir.
Hi, Archit. Okay,
Hi,
okay.
hi.
Hi.
Even I would like to add a few points here. Who asked the question? Jay, right?
Yes.
Hi, Jay. So
Hmm.
मेरे को ऐसे लगता है ना, to be very honest, long term investment versus short term trading, it's a game of mindset actually. Not everyone is suited for long term investing, because what happens is, if you keep tracking your portfolio on a daily basis, you will never be able to hold that portfolio for a long term.
वो
Because
पेशेंस लेगा
क्या होता है
अंदर.
ना, स्टॉप लॉस, मैं बोलता हूँ रिटेल लोगों का क्या होता है, जैसे हमने भी ये सब मिस्टेक करी हुई है. Everybody goes through that curve. It's a learning curve. Losses we will hold. Like let's say for example, कोई स्टॉक अपन ने 200 में लिया और 140 आ गया. Now by default we have become a long term investor in that particular stock.
हाँ, वो तो है.
Because we have a bias of not booking loss. ठीक है. ऑन द कॉन्ट्ररी, वो 200 वाला 220 हो जाएगा, फिर 215 होगा, फिर वापस 225 होगा, फिर 208 आएगा. The next time it hits 225 again, you will sell and you will exit.
Yes.
So the problem with uh, this question, or the deciding whether you want to be a long-term investor or a short-term trader, I think first and foremost is you will have to delete your broking app. And you will have to start trading via some dealer, जो आप कॉल करके बोलोगे भाई ये मेरा इतना माल ले लो, बेच दो. जब तक ये मोबाइल का आदत नहीं छूटेगा ना, मतलब हर 15 मिनट में, आधे घंटे में, 1 घंटे में पोर्टफोलियो खोल के देखना कि मैंने
Exactly.
क्या
That is the
करना,
problem. That is the
तब
problem.
तक वो माइंडसेट ही जनरेट नहीं होएगा. So if that mindset is very difficult to achieve, you have to be somebody who is very good on charts or momentum, and start trading. The best investor or trader that we know in India, अगर आप बोलोगे कि सबसे अच्छा स्टॉक मार्केट में ट्रेडर कौन था, तो one of the names that will come up is Rakesh Jhunjhunwala. But if you see his portfolio, the biggest wealth he's created in Titan, where he's kept holding it. Right? So you should have a long-term portfolio and a short-term trading portfolio both, ideally. जैसे मैं मेरी बात कर रहा हूँ कि I have a portfolio which is a long-term portfolio in my dada's name, which I don't open. जहाँ पे मैंने रिसर्च किया है, अभी तो रिसर्च के इतने अच्छे टूल्स है. Like this, like people with knowledge, of course, can do very well, but people with limited knowledge, like will need basic accounting knowledge, basic knowledge of balance sheets, businesses. अगर उतना basic knowledge भी है, with so many tools, I think research has become very, very, I won't say easy, but I will say
Handy.
definitely it's become handy. It's become something that, if you put in time, you can do much more without, जो पहले के जमाने में लोग ग्राउंड लेवल पे बिजनेस देखते थे, अभी अपन कंप्यूटर स्क्रीन पे पूरा बिजनेस एनालाइज कर रहे हैं. If you're putting some head, some logic, some rationale, and researching, and if you stop watching your portfolio on a daily basis, then you can become a long-term investor. And historically, कैसा भी मार्केट रहा हो, कितने भी वॉर्स हुए हो, कोविड आ गया हो, in the long run, market has given returns. Equity markets have given returns. They will give returns, no matter whether India has a war with Pakistan, whether US China continues and the trade war becomes more intense. I am sure 10 years from now, when we look back, we will only think that it is an opportunity where we could have invested and we did not. So we will not be regretting having invested, but we will definitely regret not having invested. That is something that I'm very certain and clear in my head, that okay, today I see 4-5% down, feeling gutted कि यार इतना घटने के बाद भी stocks घट रहे हैं. But I know it's a phase, and if I have money, so a lot of our clients also, they are like in their 30s and they're worried about their investments. तो मैं एक ही चीज बोलता हूँ, सर, overall सब कुछ गिरा है. If you see Reliance also, it's fallen from 1700, 1680 bucks to 1200 rupees in the same period of time, where your portfolio has gone down 25%.
Gone on. Yes.
करेक्ट. सो सब कुछ ही घटा है. सिर्फ आप, ऐसा नहीं है कि आपका पोर्टफोलियो घटा है और बाकी किसी का दुनिया में पोर्टफोलियो नहीं घटा. इफ दैट हैज हैपेंड, देयर इज अ सीरियस प्रॉब्लम with whoever is managing your money. but you can't go against the market and deliver returns, right? So that is something very difficult. Tops bottoms predict करना is very difficult. But अगर आपके पास solid research है, अगर आपने कोई stock को अच्छे से analyze किया है और position बनाई है, yes, in the short term it might correct. I think Archit just spoke before me, right? If you look at his one of the biggest stock, which people remember Archit for, is PG Electroplast, PGEL. उसने 300 पे लिया, 60 रुपया हो गया कोविड में. 60 रुपए वाला स्टॉक आज 890 900 का भाव है. That is after a split of 1:10. So effectively that 60 rupees has become 9,000 rupees. How many of us can hold that stock for that long without selling? I am, fortunately I am his partner and I have direct access to him. So I could, ride. मेरे पास ज़्यादा quantity नहीं है. I have only 100 shares, which I bought somewhere around 636. But our 60,000 rupees investment became almost 9 lakhs now in a span of 3 years. So long term is a process. It is not a something that अच्छा अभी मेरे को लग रहा है मैं long term investor बन जाऊँ तो मैं बन जाता हूँ. वो सिर्फ अब जब नुकसान में होता है ना तभी हो सकता है.
तभी होता है.
प्रॉफिट में होके रहना ना,
Exactly.
it's a game where you will have to start practicing not watching, because the kind of wealth that can be created by not watching, not tweaking much, it requires a lot of patience and conviction, which we lack, which most of us lack. So if that is the case, you have to learn and better your skills as a trader. But if you are somebody like my dad, who will buy something and hold it for 30 years, I think the kind of money that can be made from that is serious wealth. And the last point, जो मैंने चीज बोली कि 30s में है, most of us, I'll be turning, Archit is going to turn 30 now. So most of us have earned our money and put in so far. ठीक है, मैंने 25 लाख कमाया, मैंने 25 लाख मार्केट में डाल दिया, आज वो 20 लाख हो गया या 18 लाख हो गया. तो मैं कमाने वाला नहीं हूँ क्या? मैं कमाऊंगा ना अभी नेक्स्ट 5 years 7 years. So we have to focus on, अभी मैंने जो डाला उसका जो करंट वैल्यू है उससे आप don't don't anchor your mind on what has happened. Focus on what you can do from here. So what money you can earn and invest, based on your savings, based on your investment, based on your expenses, आप वो figure out करना है. Try to ramp up your income base. I think one of the messages in DM Finance today was, next, Ayush ne bola next 3-4 years, inflation will be high, etc. So what do? You start making more money. You find ways how you can make more money. And that's the only way, we are going to survive. If we keep sticking our head in what has happened, I think one of the reasons we went out session है कि mind से निकाल दो जो हो गया है. आगे क्या अच्छा होने वाला है उस पर फोकस करो. I'm sure that a lot of money is to be made. And 5 years from now, when we look back, we will definitely regret not having invested than regretting having invested in the market. So that's what my view is.
I want to add something to this. Okay, before we, last 15 minutes probably, other people also can talk. I'll just give 3 perfect examples to what Archit and Darshan just said. Just a couple of weeks back, we take 2 examples. First example I'll give, IndusInd Bank. Okay, this is especially for Mansukh Bhai, if he's listening, and others also. IndusInd Bank was trading at 1,300 or 1,250 something. 1,300 पकड़ो. Suddenly there was news insider trading. Insider trading हो गया कंपनी के अंदर ही, IndusInd Bank में. सीधा वो स्टॉक किधर से किधर आया, 1,300 लेकर 635 635 तक आ गया. ऑलमोस्ट 45-50% गिर गया. बाद में आरबीआई इन्वेस्टिगेशन, ये इन्वेस्टिगेशन, बाद में द क्लैरिटी केम कि everything is normal and CEO had to resign recently. I think 1 week back, the CEO resigned, taking responsibility. So in other words, what I need to tell you is the company was all right. One situation came, it fell. 635 से 850 गया वो stock. 3 weeks में 635 से 850. So that means if you are in a proper company, there is nothing to worry. I'll give you a second example. Gensol. Now you know Gensol promoter chore hai. Now you know there is a problem going on. This is the place where you need to sell your holdings even at a loss. So you cannot do anything. अभी देखो 2000 के 3000 से कल 85 रुपीज था, 80 रुपीज था आज. So you know, छोटा ऐसा डेफिनेट न्यूज आ गया, ये चोर है, घोटाला किया, फ्रॉड किया है. First thing you need to exit. Don't think of lot of people. I forwarded one newsletter on that group in my Jerry D'Souza group. Lot of people averaged at 180 or 150. क्या हो गया? 180 से 80 आ गया. Never make that mistake. Never make that mistake. These are the two perfect examples. IndusInd Bank, good bank, went down for a reason, went up to under almost 30% and recovered within 3 weeks. Gensol, you cannot make the mistake with Gensol with averaging it. You know, this company is finished. So this is the perfect example I want you to give you. As Darshan said, good company will not go anywhere. Bad company, you get the news, continuous bad results every quarter. Take your losses and exit. Put that money somewhere else. That's what I wanted to tell you.
Correct. I think corporate governance is one red flag which we cannot ignore, because 8 out of 10 companies there is a corporate governance issue. It is very difficult for the company to revive. I think we sold Polycap also the last time there was some negative news around the corporate governance. It is one of the few stocks which managed to come out of it and is doing well now. Again, because it has a very solid business. But we've seen in the past a lot of companies. Yes Bank was a blue chip FNO stock. Corporate governance was bad, and it just took everybody's money. So वैसे mistakes आप नहीं कर सकते. You have to, even if you're a long-term investor, you have to track your companies from quarter to quarter, earnings, any red flags which are coming up. Those are the things that we have to track. उसमें आप क्या कर सकते हो? Alerts set कर सकते हो for whatever you're holding. Like 20% from your cost. You can set an alert that okay, whenever it goes below 20%, you get a message from your broker that okay, your stock has fallen 20%. At least you will be alerted. तो आप देख सकते हो भाई क्यों गिरा. Even if you're not watching your portfolio on a regular basis. But yeah, if you're watching your portfolio on a day-to-day basis, तो फिर long term, because profit में आप खड़े नहीं रहोगे. मेन दिक्कत उधर है. प्रॉफिट में खड़े रहना जो रह सकता है ना, वही लॉन्ग टर्म में वेल्थ क्रिएट कर सकता है. तो इफ लॉन्ग टर्म इन्वेस्ट करना है तो पोर्टफोलियो डिलीट करना का हैबिट डालना पड़ेगा.
So you are trying to say that in order to turn into long-term investor, we should first have a good mindset and psychology. Then only we can handle the pressure, right?
तो लॉन्ग टर्म इन्वेस्टमेंट क्या होता है ना, बेसिकली कि भाई मैंने ले लिया, रिसर्च कर लिया, मेरा काम हो गया. अब मैं 3 महीना वो स्टॉक, जब तक उसका अर्निंग्स नहीं आएगा या उसमें कोई न्यूज नहीं आएगी, तब तक मैं नहीं देखूंगा. अगर आप उसका भाव देखते रहोगे रोज स्क्रीन पे बैठ के, तो फिर आप लॉन्ग टर्म इन्वेस्टर बन ही नहीं पाओगे, बिकॉज यू विल एंड अप सेलिंग इट. Because ultimately we are all humans, right? Humans have a brain which functions in a very similar manner. Why retail investors lose most money? Because they are the majority, right? Majority always loses, especially in the stock market. So psychology, definitely psychology. And for trading also, you need a very clear psychology. Every breakout you cannot chase. You should know, when to average, as Jerry sir said, when not to average. Which supports you have to put your money on, which supports you have to get out, jab break hoga, which breakouts you have to chase, which breakouts you have to ignore, or where on a breakout you sell. So wo sab cheeze experience se aayegi, but psychology will play a big role. And I keep telling on my group about trading psychology. But in last 2-3 years in particular, I've realized that nothing is more supreme than trading psychology, because unless and until we build that, it is very difficult for us to stay in the game. So मैं उस पे focus करता हूँ, and I would advise all of you to start reading more on psychology, because having a strong mind is most important. Otherwise, it's a very volatile market. Losing money is very easy in the stock market. Making money is very, very difficult. That's what I can say hands down. But yeah, you need good people, good people you follow. Like Jerry sir is there, Archat is there. people who you can trust and people who you know have a track record of delivering over years. So that's when wealth can be created. If you're not somebody who is well versed uh, with the equity markets, with researching companies, but if you're somebody who's doing it, you should try and become the best version of yourself by gaining more and more knowledge. Because I think it's been 12, 13 years that I've been in markets now. But every day I learn. I see Jerry sir, I try interact with him. There's so much that I learn even today because nobody is an expert. I'm sure even Jerry sir would say that at his age, with such an experience, he's learning something some every day. So वो learning attitude रखना पड़ेगा. I am the best, yeah, I know everything वाला attitude side में रखना पड़ेगा. And everybody doesn't know everything. Yeah, we know not even 1% of all the knowledge that is in the universe. So you have to be humble enough and ठीक है, time खराब चल रहा है. Everybody is losing money. But we should be happy that we are having food on our table, having a sound sleep, having a roof on our head. These are the things that we should be grateful about. पैसा ठीक है यार, आज थोड़ा कम हो गया, कल वापस आ जाएगा. There's nothing to worry about it. But yeah, frustration hoga to we can vent it out here. We can have more sessions like this whenever markets fall. And with this, I would like to end my side for the day. If anybody wants to speak who has not spoken, there's so many of you here. Kunal, Laksh, Ovesh, Rahul, Rajesh ji, Saurabh, anything you want to speak, please feel free. Use this session to, vent out.
As I want to add to what Darshan just said, exactly that's the point. I used to teach my students, don't look at their portfolio. I would like to stress on that, whether it's in the up market or down market. Don't look at a portfolio every hour or every day 10 times. Once in a week, okay. And since we have got a group, self execution group and execution support group, when there is something time to sell, I'm the first one ready to tell you, message you, sell, exit, buy. So don't look at your stocks. When the chance comes, good push on 10-15%. I know we'll just book profits and we'll wait for re-entry. So that is the time where I come in and Darshan comes in and Archit comes in. So don't worry. As I'm repeating, we are in good stocks. The stocks will not go anywhere unless some corporate governance issue is there. This is just a cycle, a phase, upside down. No, nobody expected this Pakistan India issue. I'm sure we would have been 25,000 by now, but we are still struggling to get there. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Like Junjunwala used to always, peace be upon him wherever he is, used to always say, I should always come on TV and say, I have 20 stocks, but all my 20 stocks are not up. I made losses in 5 stocks. Maybe 15 stocks are up. Even he's a professional, but he also says, I'm also a learner, I'm also a beginner. I don't know why the stocks fell, which I had 5 stocks, but I will learn. So we are all beginners. No expert will say I'm the best. Remember that. Every day is a new learning curve. So you also learn along with us. That's what I would like to say.
Perfect. So perfect. Anybody wants to add anything?
We'll have a Zoom session not this week, maybe next week. Let's see where the market goes by then. Again, to brush up what we spoke today and in the previous Zoom meetings.
Yes, sir. Surely. Let's try and do something on this weekend if things settle down by
Yeah,
then.
this weekend. Are there any holidays this week or next week? No, there are no
No, sir,
holidays
no holidays.
except Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, except Saturday, Sunday. Okay. Let's see. Let's see the next 3 days. I'm
Yes, sir,
expecting
yes, sir.
market to bounce tomorrow. Let's see.
Right now, I think GIFT Nifty is up about 100 points. Oh, it's
Oh, that's
fallen
good news.
another
I did not see
70,
that.
80
That's
points
good
is up.
news. That's
Let's
good.
see now how Dow closes. Maybe tomorrow we'll get to know. Tomorrow is the Powell speech. So maybe day after tomorrow, markets will react. Our market will react day after tomorrow.
Is it tomorrow? Is it? I thought today after
Today,
market
tomorrow.
was Powell.
No,
Okay,
tomorrow
okay,
is the
okay.
rate. Fed decision is tomorrow. So
I
day
think he
after
will
we
cut
will.
rates. I think he would want to cut rates because what Donald Trump told the other day.
Yeah, it's been a while. They should now. It's been a while,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
it is necessary now for them to start cutting
Yeah.
rates.
Yeah. Anybody else wants to say quick one? It's almost nearing 11 o'clock. So many people may not have had dinner, I think.
I think nobody wants to speak now, so we can wind up for the day, and we'll reconnect over the weekend for Jerry's
Hello.
session. Yes. Yes, Saurabh.
Hello.
Hello, we are
We
hearing.
can
We are
hear you.
listening. We are listening.
Hello.
We can hear you, Saurabh.
Yeah. Hi. Good evening, sir.
Good
So just
evening.
one question. So Nifty fell approximately 80, 90 points today, but the mid cap index, it was almost down 2%. So any thoughts on, how can we judge or basically articulate that if why there is such kind of a movement कि mid cap will go all of a sudden so much down and Nifty probably इतना नहीं हिला है.
That is only the charts can tell you that if it falls from a particular level, it goes further down. So I don't look particularly at mid cap charts or small cap stocks, but it is like I said earlier. I don't know if you joined from the beginning. It is one of those
Actually,
days. It is
yeah.
one of those days when when the small cap and Nifty fell from September to March, and suddenly in March it recovered about 8 to 9%. It is one of those days where it fell down. Yeah, probably because of the news factor tomorrow that whatever the exercise, the border exercise, and all. Because you know it fell today. Maybe tomorrow it will recover 2% back. You never know.
So majorly, I think so. See, the Nifty index is a managed index. It contains of blue chip stocks, whereas the mid caps and the small caps. What happens is whenever a uncertainty happens, there are leverage positions as well. People do MTF, so that leverage is getting out. So when if you have a Infosys compared to any mid cap stock, if you have, you would be selling the mid cap stock rather than selling a blue chip stock. So that is why the selling is always severe in the mid caps and the small caps as compared to the blue chip stocks. And Nifty in general, it is a manage, like you can manage Nifty index by like if any of the two or three heavyweights are, if you keep them up, Nifty would be like around 50 plus or minus 50, whereas the mid caps and the small caps there is the like uh, the action is happening over there. So during a like an uncertainty, the leverage is getting out of the system. People holding um in MTFs and etc. MTFs or in like in debit, they would be exiting their stocks, reducing their exposure. So that exposure reduction happens in mid caps and small caps. This is what I have understood from the recent years as such.
Yeah, but yeah, correct. But I myself did not expect the small cap and mid cap to fall so much today. So I'm just taking it as a passing phase. Yeah, Nifty, the main index, the Reliances, and they did not fall more than 1% today. All Reliance, Kotak, they all fell 1%. That's why the Nifty did not crash so much. Just 80 points it survived. It was the low today, minus 80 today.
Yeah, right. So what it seems is कि war का effect जो भी है वो small cap mid cap पर ही होने वाला, बाकी big shots को ज्यादा कुछ war से फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला.
Because I think also another factor, Archit, I think a lot of people they play the index on the small cap and mid cap index and they sell the index. तो वो भी effect आता है कभी कभी.
Yeah, probably because of basket selling, I think वो इसलिए mid cap and small cap gets hammered a lot as compared.
Yeah. Yeah. But you can never say that such a thing is going to happen, until it happens. So
Until it.
yeah.
I think
So we
today
have to live,
a lot of
live with
large
it.
caps also fell today. It's not that large caps didn't fall. Large caps were down 3 to 4%. Only Nifty was managed today. I think Nifty में कैसा है, positioning is also based on a lot of other factors like option data ये वो. So I don't look at Nifty, but yeah, अगर breadth देखोगे Nifty 500 का तो 75 stocks were up, 425 stocks were down, which includes a lot of large cap stocks also. So I think pain was across the board today. But I think what happens is जब ऐसा कोई event वगैरह का news रहता है ना तो start shorting and leverage वाला जो भी माल रहता है वो RMS का फूटना चालू हो जाता है. So वो माल ये लोग strong hands accumulate करते हैं and then they don't get, जिनका माल फूट जाता है then they are miss out and they are not able to add it again. It starts moving up. Like example, if you see Jio, it broke 200, it went down to 195. And from there it's recovered to 260 in 1 month.
Right.
Correct. 266.
Almost 260,
266 was the
265
high.
ka
Yeah.
high mana. So
I
that's
had
the,
given on the referee group. Yeah.
yeah, you had mentioned sir at around 204, 205 also. So वो चीजें
I
हैं
had given
मतलब
on the. Yeah, correct. And also I
you can't
noticed
read too much
after
into
3
it.
o'clock, but took gaya stocks aaj. After 3 o'clock.
Sir, even
Up
large
to
cap,
3 stocks were
I'm
not
holding
falling
a
much.
few large
After 3
cap
both
stocks,
gir gaya.
they were down 4% today.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, sir.
I still like that stock BMW. Okay, BMW India. Saurav had asked me about it. I still like it. It went 20% up yesterday, and today it fell down 6% down.
No, sir. It might be some other Saurabh. I mean, I have heard for the first time this name, BMW.
Achha, not you.
My
Because somebody
network.
had sent me a private message. His name also is Saurav only.
Oh,
Maybe other Saurav then. Yeah.
probably
So
someone else.
Saurav Raya.
I see. Okay. He asked me about BMW in the private. Okay. Anyway, it was a
Wait,
nice session.
it's almost
9
11. Anybody wants to talk? Last 2 minutes. Otherwise, we'll just call it the day. The night rather. And
Yeah. See what happens tomorrow morning.
yeah, so let's just call it the night. And thank you for joining. And I hope we are in a better state of mind after this call. We can sleep nicely.
Yeah.
So good night, everyone. Good night, Jerry sir. Good night, all the participants who
Good
joined.
night, everybody. Thanks everyone for joining.
Yes, it
We
was a
hope
good
to
session. Enjoyed
come
talking
again
to
on
you all.
Zoom very soon.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thanks, Darshan. Thanks,
Thank you.
Jerry sir.
Good
Thanks,
night.
Darshan.
Yes.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye. Good night.
Bye, Darshan.
Good night.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye, sir.
Good
Bye-bye.
night. Good night.
Bye.